Have you ever finished a match and thought, I barely touched the ball? Not because you're bad, not because your teammates ignored you, but because somehow 90 minutes passed and you were never really in the game. Here's the truth most players never hear. The players who disappear during matches don't disappear because they lack skill. They disappear because of something much deeper. And once you see it, you'll start noticing it in almost every player around you. Maybe even yourself. Most players think they disappear because nobody passes to them. That's the excuse. The real reason is much harder to accept because every match has players who somehow stay involved constantly, and every match has players who become spectators in their own game. Same coach, same tactics, same teammates, completely different impact. Why? Because average players think football starts when they receive the ball. Elite players know football starts long before that, while one player is waiting for a pass, waiting for space, waiting for confidence. The other player is already scanning, already moving, already creating options, already influencing the game. And that's why one player finishes the match feeling involved, while the other walks off the pitch wondering where the last 90 minutes went. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't disappear because the ball avoids you. The ball avoids you because you've already disappeared. Mentally, positionally, tactically, and once that happens, the game moves on without you. Here's the real reason you disappear. You're playing reactive football, and reactive players are always late. Late to see space, late to make runs, late to support teammates, late to make decisions. Think about it. When the ball is on the opposite side of the pitch, what are you doing? Most players switch off. They watch, they jog, they wait for something to happen, but the best players never leave the game, even when they're nowhere near the ball, because they understand something most players don't. By the time the ball reaches you, your work should already be done. The scan should be done. The decision should be made. The picture should already be clear. Because football rewards preparation, not reaction. You don't disappear when the ball avoids you. You disappear when your attention leaves the game. Huge difference. Many players think confidence creates involvement. In reality, involvement creates confidence. Touches lead to rhythm. Rhythm leads to confidence. Confidence follows action, not the other way around. Let's make this visual. Imagine you're a winger. The ball is with your center back, far away from you. Most players stand near the touchline. Wait, hope, nothing happens. Now watch a smarter player. He's constantly checking his shoulder, moving a few meters, changing angles, creating passing lanes, dragging defenders. Even without touching the ball, he's affecting the game. Now midfield. The invisible midfielder hides behind opponents. The involved midfielder keeps adjusting. 2 steps left, 3 steps right, drop deeper, move higher. Always available, always visible. Coaches notice this immediately because coaches don't just watch what happens on the ball, they watch what happens away from it, and that's where games are often won. What to do? Look around constantly before the ball arrives, after the ball leaves, when you're off the ball, always. Why it works: your brain gathers information early, decisions become easier, common mistakes, scanning only when receiving, too late, expected result, you feel calmer under pressure. The game slows down. What to do? Ask yourself, could my teammate pass to me right now? If the answer is no, move. Why it works: availability creates involvement. Common mistake: standing still and blaming teammates. Expected result: more touches, more influence, more confidence. What to do? Even when the ball is far away, predict the next pass, then the next one, then the next one. Why it works: your brain stays inside the game. Common mistake: watching football instead of playing football. Expected result: faster reactions, better positioning, more interceptions. What to do? Make runs, drag defenders, open space, support teammates. Why it works: football isn't only about touches, it's about influence. Common mistake: judging performance only by touches. Expected result: you become harder to defend. Coaches trust you more. What to do? Set a challenge. Every minute ask, how can I affect the game right now? Why it works: it changes your mindset. You stop waiting, you start hunting involvement. Common mistake: playing passively. Expected result: you become active instead of invisible. Here's something that might upset some players. The players who complain most about not getting the ball are often the easiest players to ignore. Not because teammates dislike them, not because teammates are selfish, because they aren't solving problems. They're standing where defenders want them. They're easy to mark, easy to predict, easy to forget. The players who get found constantly, they make themselves impossible to ignore. They create angles, space, options, solutions. Football rewards useful players, not hopeful players, and that's a lesson many players never learn. So if you're disappearing during matches, we'd stop asking, why am I not getting the ball? Start asking, what am I doing before the ball arrives? Because that's where the real game happens. The biggest mistake isn't lacking skill, it's waiting for involvement instead of creating it. The best players don't chase touches, they create conditions that attract them, and once you understand that, you'll never watch football the same way again. Because the difference between an invisible player and an influential player usually isn't talent, it's attention.